Hey guys, today we are listening to one of the greatest short stories from the book of 100 World's Greatest Short Stories. The title name is Oh, the Public. This was written by Anton Chekhov and narrated by Harshita. Here goes, I've done with drinking. Nothing, no, thing shall tempt me to eat. It's time to take myself in hand. I must work up and work. Yeah, glad to get your salary, so must do your work honestly, heartily, conscientiously, regardless of sleep and comfort. Check taking it easy. You got into the way of taking a salary for nothing, my boy. That's not the right thing. Not the right thing at all. After administrating to himself several sumptuous Potyagin, the head ticket collector begins to feel an irresistible impulse to get to work. It is past 1 o'clock at night, but in spite of the he waits the ticket collectors and with them goes up and down the railway carriages, inspecting the tickets. Tickets, please. He keeps shouting briskly, snapping the clippers. Sleepy figures shrouded in the twilight of the railway carriages start shake their heads and produce their tickets. Tickets, please. Potyagin addressed a second-class passenger, a lean, scratchy-looking man, wrapped up in fur coat and rug, surrounded with pillows. Ticket, please. Tickets, please. The scratchy-looking man makes no reply. He is buried in sleep. The head ticket collector touches him on the shoulder and repeats impatiently, "Tickets, please." The passenger starts open his eyes and gazes in alarm at Potyagin. "What? Who? Huh?" "You are asked in plain language. Tickets, please. If you please." "My God," moans the scratchy looking man, pulling workbench face. Good heavens. I am suffering from rheumatism. I haven't slept for 3 nights. I have just taken morphia on purpose to get to sleep, and you with your tickets. Its must lies in human. If you know how it had it for me to sleep, you wouldn't disturb me for such noise. It's cruel, it's absurd. And what do you want in my ticket? It's positively stupid. Potyagin considers whether to take offense or not and decides to take offense. "Do not shout here. This is not a tavern." "No, in a tavern people are more humans," coughs the passenger. "Perhaps you get me go to sleep another time. It's extraordinary. I've traveled abroad all over the place and no one asked for my ticket there. But here you are at again and again as though the devil were after you. Well, you are better go abroad again since you like it so much." "It's stupid, sir." "Yes, as though it's not enough killing the passengers with few stuffness and draughts. They want to strange us with red tape. Too, damn it all. He must have the ticket, my goodness. What zeal. If it were any use to the company, but half of the passengers are traveling without a ticket." "Listen, sir," cries Potyagin, flared up. "If you don't leave off shouting and disturbing the public, I shall be obliged to put you out the next station and to draw up a report on the incident." "This is revolting," exclaims the public growing indigent, prospecting invalid. Listen and have some consideration. But the gentleman himself was abused, says Politician. A little scared. Very well, I won't take the ticket. As you like. Only, of course, as you know very well, it's my duty to do so. If it were not my duty, then of course you can ask the station master as anyone you like. Politician shrugs his shoulders and walks away from the invalid. At first, he feels aggrieved and somewhat injured. Then, after passing through 2 or 3 carriages, he begins to feel a certain uneasiness, not unlike the pricking of conscience in his ticket collector's bosom. There certainly was no need to wake the invalid. He thought it was not my fault. They imagined I did it wantly idly. They don't know that I am bound in duty. If they don't believe, I can bring station master to them. A station. The train stops 5 minutes. Before the third bell, Politician enters the same second-class carriage. Behind him stalks the station master in a red cap. This gentleman here, Politician begins, declares that I have no right to ask for his ticket, and he is offended at it. I ask you, Mr. Station Master, to explain him. Do I ask for tickets according to regulation or to please myself, sir? Politician addressed the scratchy-looking man. Sir, you can ask the station master here if you don't believe me. The invalid starts as though he had been stung opens his eyes, and with a woe-begone face sinks back in his seat. My God, I have taken another powder and only just dozed off when here is he again. Again, I beseech you have some pity on me. You can ask the station master whether I have the right to demand your ticket or not. This is insufferable. Take your ticket. Take it. I'll pay 5 extra. If you only let me die in peace. Have you never been ill yourself, heartless people? This simply precaution. A gentleman in a military or uniform grows indigent. I can see no other explanation of persistence. Drop it, says the station master, frowning and pulled Politician by the sleeve. Politician shrugs his shoulders and slowly walks after the station master. There's no pleasing them. He thinks bewildered. It was for his sake brought the station master that he might understand and be pacified, and he swears. Another station. The train stops 10 minutes before the second bell while Politician is standing at the refreshment bar drinking settler water. 2 gentlemen go up to him, one in the uniform, an engineer, and the other in military overcoat. Look here, ticket collector, the engineer begins, addressing Politician. Your behavior to the invalid passenger has revolted and all his witnessed it. My name is Pusticki. I'm an engineer and this gentleman is a colonel. If you do not apologize to this passenger, we shall make a complaint to the traffic manager, who is a friend of ours. Gentlemen, why? Of course, I. Why, of course, you. Politician is in panic stricken. We don't want explanations, but we warn you. If you don't apologize, we shall see justice done it to him. Certainly, I'll apologize, of course, to be sure. Half an hour later, Politician having thought an apologetic phrase which would satisfy the passenger without lowering his own dignity, walks into the carriage. So he addressed the invalid. Listen, sir. The invalid starts and leaps up. What? What was it? You must be offended. Ouch! What a gasp! The invalid clutching at his heart. I just taken a third dose of morphia, dropped asleep, and again. Good God, when will this torture cease? I only. You must excuse. Oh, put me out at the next station. I can't stand any more. I am dying. I am dying. This is mean disgusting, cried the public revolted. Go away. You shall pay for precaution. Get away. Politician waves his hand in despair, sighs, and walks out of the carriage. He goes to the attendant's compartment, sits down at the table exhausted, and complains. Oh, the public! There's no satisfying them. It's no use working and doing one's best. One's driven to drinking, accusing it all. If you do not nothing, they're angry. If you being doing your duty, they're angry too. Then it's nothing for it but drink. Politician impulse a bottle straight off and thinks no more of work duty and honesty. If you like this video, please share, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more interesting stories.